Well, it's always nice to have a break, but now it's time to get back into racing again. Welcome along to Budapest for round 11 of 24 for the Breakout Racing League Tier 1 Championship and the Hungarian Grand Prix. Well, Hungary then is one of the oldest countries in Europe, founded around 1000 AD with the crowning of St. Stephen and the recognition from the Pope. The name Hungary is an exonym derived from the medieval Latin Hungaria, meaning the land of the Huns, who ruled the vast majority of Hungarian land during those times, but nowadays, Hungary is synonymous with many things such as Olympic gold medalist, water polo, and tonight we add Formula 1 to the list. Neymar's the first one on track. What a surprise with that one. Speaking of Formula 1, let's talk about the circuit, located in Budapest and the capital of Hungary. The Hungaroring was opened in 1986 and has been hosting racing, especially in Formula 1, ever since. There's 14 corners, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, which make up the 4.381 kilometer, 2.722 mile circuit with an average lap speed of 200 kph, or 124 miles an hour. That is due to the tight and twisty nature of the circuit, if you can see definitely through into sector 2 and 3 of the lap, where the track gets its nickname Monaco without the barriers. Overtaking may be aided by the two DRS straights in its run in the turn 1s and 2, but it's not available until lap 3. A prominent indicator of a driver's race will be their strategy, as the tire wear isn't so much the problem, but it's the tire overheating. Pirelli have brought the C4, C3, and the C2 tires, with the C4 being the red-wooled soft, the C3, which you see what Neymar has on, is yellow-wooled medium, and the C2 being the white-wooled hards, plus the intermediate and full wet tires if the drivers ever so need it. Right now, they do not in the dry of Budapest. The ones that make the most of their strategy tonight will be the ones that are the most successful. We'll see how that plays out after the 35 laps of the Hungarian Grand Prix. But a quick word on the championship. We are nearing halfway, so the drivers need to get a move on. And obviously, as you can tell, I am not Mitchie. He is away at Bathurst, so have fun with him. But now you get me and Redeemer. So I kind of jumped to the guns on that. But let's look at the championship. Bailey leads by 75 points over second place Monaco, 161 for the Alfa Romeo, and 86 for the Haas. F1 sits third. His teammate, we're on board with Neymar at the moment. Remember, Neymar is reserve, but he's in the Mercedes this week. F1 up to third in the championship jumps Mumu. He has 73 points to his name, 8-point gap to the AlphaTauri of Mumu. Ferrari Nut sits in fifth, about 10 points back from the AlphaTauri, the sister Honda-powered car, but 4 points ahead of Supply Raptor, who actually, by the way, Ferrari Nut gained 8 positions in the championship after 2 weeks ago his win in Silverstone. New Zealand Ryan goes up to seventh in the championship. He is reserved, but he is 1 point ahead of Boss Cookie and tied on points with Supply Raptor. See how he plays out. He's not here tonight. Also, FRA Crispy in the AlphaTauri is down 2 positions from last week. He's down in ninth. He's tied on points with the Alpine of Boss Cookie himself. Let's see how he plays out. But Neymar, we're on board with. He has a purple sector 2. He is 10th in the championship, 47 points, 4 points ahead of the Ferrari of Zinab. Let's talk about the Constructors' Championship now. 212 points, a whopping 112 point gap between Alfa Romeo and Haas. That is a very significant gap. 212 for Alfa Romeo, 100 for Haas. Mercedes sits 2 points back as their driver. Neymar sits at 16.319, and the lap to all, which now gets overtaken by Drix in 16.173. Red Bull, 4 points back. They gained 3 positions after a week ago at Silverstone. They're now up to fourth, 94 points to their name, 5 points clear of Alpine. They've dropped down 2 positions. Ferrari, stay behind them. About 15 points separates them from the Alpine outfit. They dropped position from a week ago, but they're tying on points with the AlphaTauri. Well, that is definitely going to see something to look out for tonight, as who gets the better out of the 2 Italian teams. Johanna goes provisional pole. His teammate Monaco goes fourth. Unsighted Port goes provisional pole. And the Williams, he's back after a little bit of a hiatus. Now Boskowski beats him. McLaren sit P8, 37 points to their name, 11 points clear of Aston Martin, with Williams rounding out the top 10 of the Constructors' Championship. And once again, like I said before the championship ramble, I'm Hey Catcher. God, I can't even say my own name right. Joined alongside LDR Redeemer. And I said it in Tier 2. I'll say it again. We just came out from a break week. How do you think these drivers are going to really, affect this? Bailey goes to P9, by the way. Look at all the medium runners so far.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's been a while since I've commentated Tier 1 race. I'm trying to remember the last time I did. But that's not the point, as Louis is having issues getting back into the pit for some spin. It's going to be interesting to see, on how all these guys can handle Budapest. We saw in the Tier 2 race, it can get quite chaotic as Zinab goes through turn number 4, up hit through turn number 5 now. Little traffic ahead of Bailey on me. Was going to stay right out of the way, and they're going to back out of the lap as Mumu goes P1 with a 14.9. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, coming, like you were saying, coming off a bye week, seeing if these guys can actually keep the, I can't think of words at the moment.
We'll have to see what they look and figure out from the bye week and the break week coming back. So Moo goes in the 14.9s. So now true drivers in the 14s, including Cookie and Moo himself. Look at the gap between the top two, 55 milliseconds. And Crispy went out of his way to, I guess, break that bollard. So if you wanted that bollard from the pit lane, he says, no, you don't have it. Bailey comes in the pit. He now the championship leaders so far in 10th. If you look back to last the race about 30 minutes ago in Tier 2, the championship leader, ironically, also in an Alfa Romeo. He started from 11th. We'll see if Bailey will start higher up in the grid than Sweller's team did in the Tier 2 race. Piersar Edu around the final corner now into turn 14 in the Alpine. Let's see what he can do in the Alpine outfit.
Delicious! Getting all sorts of squirrely through turn number 11.
Edu
He's
goes
just
through
going to
15-2
invalidate on
up
the
in
exit of
third.
turn 12.
Validations and penalties may be something to look out for. So far into this race, we've had a definite amount of penalties through Tier 3, Tier 4, Tier 2. Realistic all the way through so far this weekend in racing at the Budapest circuit. Axe invalidates at turn 4. Like I said, invalidations could be the death of people. With Zenab being invalidated, Hupalicious starting his flying lap in the Red Bull. Now looking up top, so far, 2 out of the top 4 are Alpines.
Now that I think about it, I think it was
Cassidy.
Portugal was the last race I commentated for Tier 1
I
with
think you're right. So I think I watched that from the bet I had in Charlotte. But Fast AD,
Anyways, we're not going to talk about that. We're in Hungary.
No, we're
now.
not. Yeah, we're in Hungary now. This is a long time since Charlotte. Fast AD, he's on a flying lap. Purple sector 1. The Williams up into a little bit wide through 5, and that's going to be invalidated as well. Once again, invalidations can be the death of people. He's medium compounded tire. A lot of drivers probably trying to utilize that reverse strategy. The medium to soft and the medium to hard sometime is the preferred strategy. Yellow flag. Looks like someone has gone off.
I was on board with Hoop as he was doing another lap. His fuel lights blinking. Coming through turn number 11 again, just running really wide, a little bit wide, and just invalidating.
Invalidated again, Sirhan. That's going to be a little bit running wide through 11. Once again, validations could be the death of people. Louis is going to start his flying lap in the McLaren, going down into turn 1 and see what he can do so far on the soft compounded tire. It's kind of a mixed bag of drivers on the softs and on the medium so far. Medium for Fast AD, Supply Raptor for Bailey, his Alfa Romeo teammate. Monaco, Neymar, Crispy, and Drix so far all on those medium compounded tires. And everyone else is on the softs for Ferrari Nut upwards and Louis downwards, I guess, barring Raptor and Fast AD. But looking at to what they have applied now, there's only 2 drivers on the medium. All these drivers on mediums now went to soft. Looks like that's going to be the preferred strategy so far for tonight. And the softs, they can make it around 10 laps or so, running off the track, and that's going to be his lap. Done and dusted. Louis going through 6 and 7.
Yeah, Neymar's spinning out of turn 11 as I saw it on my track map. Axe F1 is finishing his lap coming out of 14. He's going to cross the line, go P2. As
Wow.
he is,
Look at
wow.
the gap between him and Boss Cookie.
Yeah.
4 milliseconds.
2-lap old softs for Axe over Boss Cookie, though, so.
Neymar, his teammate, obviously he's going to start his flight. No, he's actually out of the pit lane and was actually really close to that wall going into that pit lane as well. So we'll see what happens here. Louise letting by the, I believe that is the Williams of Fast AD going through the final corner. Yes, it is. He's on the mediums once again. What can he do? Up to 13, 16.862. And Louis does his bank lap at 27.383. He'll run again on that McLaren outfit and try to get himself up into the top 10, which you have to start on the tires to qualify through into qualifying. I would say into qualifying 2 or 3, but, there's only one session sort qualifying here. So if you get in the top 10, you have to start on that tire as well. But that's barring any wet race. Do you have any update on the forecast?
I don't.
What's anything? Okay, well, so they're being secretive this week.
Oh, Louise just gonna validate.
He had our first sector that was pretty rapid, purple sector 1, and just went way too fast at the turn 4 and off the track after a little bit of a stepping out of the rear end of his McLaren.
There's Zenev is actually on a hot lap right now, I believe, coming through turn number 5. Going into the chicane of 6 and 7 now. He's on the curb on the right-hand side, going through turn number 8. Now a little bit of braking through turn number 9. Turn 10, as I said, tier 2 is a flat. A little bit of braking for turn number 11, a downshift. Keeps it nice and clean through the second sector. There's a yellow flag in the second sector by turn 5, 6, and 7. At the moment, we're sticking on board with Zenav coming through turn number 13. We're going to keep it nice and tidy on exit. Coming in through 14, the all-crucial final corner. At this corner right, as Port is going to go with 14-8. Zenav coming across the line. It is going to go P7 with a 15-4.
That lap from Port puts him provisional pole, but look at the gap to leader. 75 milliseconds separates him and Moo in the Alpha Tauri. Look how close it is up front, and that's going to be something to look out for today. Hoopalicious starts his flying lap once again. The championship leader, Bailey, he's invalidated going into turn
Moo
13. Moo goes even faster.
Here comes Boss Cookie with a 14.7 of his own.
Wow. 21 milliseconds. By the way, Port bested Moo by 75 milliseconds. Moo bested Port again by 75 milliseconds. Now, Boss Cookie bested both. 21 milliseconds. Look how close it is in the top 3. Incredible.
Yeah, oh, on board with Hoopalicious there, just going through the chicane. He got a little bit squirrely on entry of 6. I could compromise his lap time here.
To 11. Oh, he had to lift a bit. Purple sector 2, according to the game. Briefly, though, it may not be. Going into 13 in a few seconds' time.
Keeps it nice and tidy on entry. On exit is the most important thing to worry about. He keeps it nice and tidy. Through 14. He's going to get a good exit. Hit the DRS. Sprint to the line. A 15-1.
Wow, best Deer Hunter by 1/100th of a second. What a lap from Hoopalicious up to 5th. Now look how close it is. Remember, the top 7 are within about 6/10 of each other.
Oh,
the top 10 within a second.
We just got on board with that. Neymar got a little squirrely going through turn number 11.
Final couple of corners for him. He's on the softs. His teammate is up to 5th. Can Neymar do anything? Ironically, there's his teammate right there in the pits. To 11th. Which now means the top 11 is now within a second, and everyone so far has bolted on the softs. Crispy's on a flying lap, the Alpha Tauri. What can he do?
He's just
He's invalidated.
Sirhan coming through turn number 8, 9. Keeps it in 5th through those couple of corners. Through turn 10, flat. Little braking, keeps it in 6th to turn number 11. Purple sector 2, according to Cody, is coming into turn number 12. Into 13 and 14. Nice and tidy on exit of 13 for Sirhan. Through 14. Keeps it nice and tidy. Hits the DRS. Sprint to the line. He's going to go P10 behind his teammate and Ferrari Nut.
Raptor, he's on a flying lap as well. He's on the medium compound tire, the C3. He's going through the middle sector now into turn 11. Let's see what he can do right now. The only driver who has yet to set a lap. Louis has not set a competitive lap time. He backed out of that one, if you do recall, letting some other drivers through. That was a yellow flag. I believe that is an Alpine. Either Edu or Neymar. Oh, not Neymar. I'm sorry. Cookie. So it actually is Edu, as Cookie is in the pit lane. Wrapped around the final corner. The Constructors is on the line for Alfa Romeo. Right now, both of them in the bottom 5. Raptor goes up to 13th on the medium compound tire, about 1.3 seconds off of pole position, but he's on those C3s, and the fastest one up there so far.
And the only driver on the medium compound tires, too, I believe.
Everyone from 13th on back, barring Louis, has set their lap on the medium. But everyone right now is changing to the soft compound tire.
13 for 12, excuse me.
Wow. Top 13 is with us a second now. It's getting close. Championship leader, Bailey, through turn 13 in the Alfa Romeo. He has one final corner. What can he do? He's on the C4 soft compound tires. He was 1.7 off of the pace. He's now up to 6th, 3/10 off a pole.
Yeah, a lot of these guys right now want to go out and get their final laps in with 3 minutes left.
Look at the fastest lap so far. 2 drivers in the 7s. Deer Hunter is narrowly outside the 7s. He's actually up to 3rd. We missed that. The Haas driver in the top 3 and looking for redemption from qualifying.
Yeah, Fast AD is on a flying lap at the moment, I believe, coming through turn number 10. A little bit of braking into turn number 11 through sector 2. He's 6/10 up on his time. Into turn number 12. 13 is going to take a nice early apex, running really wide. Same thing with 14 running really wide, not trying to take that apex. AD is going to go to 15th with a 16 flat.
That now leaves 3 drivers on the medium compounded tire. Crispy is on a flying lap. Is he on the softs? Yes, he is. Going through turn 2, now into 3. What can the Alpha Tauri do? He invalidates, going a little bit too far wide in the exit of turn 3. Does he have enough fuel to go for one more? He may not have enough time to go back to the pit lane. There's cars everywhere on the circuit right now. Zinab's going to start his flying lap. Supply Raptor retires. That's in the pit lane, I believe. He is going to lock himself outside the top 10 and a free choice of tire for the Alfa Romeo. Remember, he's done it multiple times and he's worked his way through the field multiple times. It's no stranger for him to go and do the reverse strategy or start outside the top 10. He made it work. Let's see if he can do it again. Hoopalicious, purple sector 1, the Red Bull driver, he's going to go for it in the second sector right now into turn 8, now into 9 in a couple seconds time. 4/10 off the pole. He's in P7. Look how close it is between the top 14, all within a second of each other. Final couple of corners. Purple sector 2. Hoopalicious on a charge. Bailey's retired to the pit lane as well. He can maximize his position at P6. Hoop had a strong weekend a couple weeks ago at Austria. Can he make it a strong qualifying in Budapest? In the Red Bull, it's a place where they've notoriously been good at. Yes, he is. A 14.6 goes provisional pole. A 10th clear of Boss Cookie in second. And now we have the laps ironing down. What can Boss Cookie do? Is he on a flyer? No, he's not. He's backed off. But he has enough time to go for one. Behind him is going to be a Haas. There's traffic everywhere. Cookie starts his flying lap. Look at the Alpha Tauri behind him. Is that Crispy? No, it's not. It's Moo. He cannot improve. He stays P3. Sirhan's going through turn 3. He may be off a flying lap. Luis doesn't come out in pit. Neymar is going to have a couple of seconds to get to the line. Ido's on an out lap. He starts an out lap. The times come troubling down. Drix goes in the top 3. Axe goes to second. 85 milliseconds off of pole. Fast AD retires to the pit lane. Crispy has invalidated. He is out of qualifying. Monaco goes through turn 4. Checkered flag flies. Bailey, Sirhan, Luis, Crispy, Fast AD, Supply Raptor, all out of qualifying. And now it's time. Who can get in the laps? Who can have it? Ferrari not invalidated. Has Hoop gone again? No, he hasn't. He backed off. It's going all the way down to this. What can Cookie do? Purple sector 2 in the Alpine. He's a 10th off a pole. He's shown some quick speed so far already through this qualifying session. If he can get this pole position or at least the front row, what can he do with it? He had a great run so far in China, and he had multiple runs in the Alpine where he could have been wins. Does he go pole? Yes, he does by a 10th. A 14.4. He goes provisional pole. What does Axe do? Axe is invalidated. Drix is not on a flyer lap. Unsighted Port's done. Moomoo's done. Deer Hunter's invalidated. Ferrari Nut pits. Zinab's done. He's down to his teammate. Can Edu do anything? Through into 12 and 13 in a second. Looks like he's done as well. Barring Neymar. Around turn 14, the Mercedes goes. Can he match his teammate? Can he get a pole? No, he can't. That's P8. And that should, in theory, be qualifying done and dusted for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Boss Cookie takes pole by about a 10th and a half over Hoopalicious. Wow. Pause and let go on the settings. So, qualifying is done and dusted, and Boss Cookie will reign victorious. That is now him 1, 5. That's going to be for Alpine. Hoopalicious in the Red Bull came oh so close. But look at this. 5th and 6th. Unsighted Port and Moo Moo Milk have put the exact same time on the board. That's how close it is here in Tier 1 for the Hungarian Grand Prix. We came back from a break. We wondered how exactly will the drivers cope. Well, they said, well, watch this. Boss Cookie grabs pole position over Hoopalicious by 1.5 tenths of a second. XF1 grabs third with about 2 tenths off a pole. Drix not too far behind him. Unsighted Port in his debut race back for the Williams team. My bad, not the Alpine. Edu's in 12th. He grabs 5th position. Moo Moo grabs 6th, Deer Hunter 7th, Neymar 8th, Bailey, the championship leader, in 9th. Ferrari Nut rounds out the top 10. They will have to start on the soft compounded tire. They all qualified on the C3. Zinav starts 11th with Edu, Sirhan in 12th and 13th, Monaco 14th, Luis 15th, FSAD, and 16th with Supply Raptor and F4 Crispy at the end of the grid in row 9. So, watch for Crispy and Raptor as they go and try to make their way through the field come race time. All right, back again. 35 laps of the Hungarian Grand Prix coming your way shortly. And now we'll see how the drivers take it on as the top 10 have to start on the tire they qualified through into. And all of them being in, I believe, on the soft compounded tire. So we'll see how that plays out as the drivers have their tire selection. And now we look for the race director. The top 10, like I said, all on the softs. The C4 tires, we're looking for them to see the pit window around anywhere from lap 6 to lap 11. Well, watch out, because if you take too long, you may have a puncture, as we had the Tier 2 leader at the time, Walking Chaos, who ended up winning the Grand Prix. He got a puncture on the soft compounded tires. Could we see that again today? Zinav, Edu, Sirhan, all on the medium tires so far. Monaco, the outlier, in 14th on the softs. 15th for Edu, 16th for Fast AD, both on the mediums. Supply Raptor on the hards. Remember, like I said, he can do reverse strategy. He's notorious for it. He may try to do the hard to soft tire strategy here today with Crispy grabbing the medium compounded tires. We start the formation lap for the Hungarian Grand Prix. All right. I have invited you, so let me know if you have it.
Yeah, I'm joining her now.
Okay. So now we'll look to the formation lap. Cookie, once again, on pole position, I believe, for the second or third time this year. The most notable one that I can remember being China. Hoopalicious is going to try to continue his streak. And, well, a couple of weeks ago, he grabbed a podium. Now he wants to make it another on the charts. XF1, he's had a heck of momentum as the last couple of races. He wants to continue that. He starts from third position. Can he get a podium today in the Mercedes car? Drix going to be in the McLaren. He's starting from fourth on the next to Axe in the second row of the grid. Can he do anything from fourth? We had a lot of movement on turn 1, especially on lap 1 at Tier 2 about 30 minutes or so ago. Could we see a lot of drama? Could we see Drix coming to the lead or win this Grand Prix, or maybe even get a podium in the race itself? Unsighted Port on his way back after a couple of weeks being out and absent. He now starts from 5th in the Williams with Moo behind him and on the same row. Deer Hunter starting from 7th, Neymar 8th, Bailey the championship leader in 9th. What can he do? Well, he definitely qualified higher than Swellerstream did in 11th. Well, let's see what Bailey can do from 9th position on the grid. Swellerstream went up 6 positions. Could we see the same for the other Alfa Romeo, this time in Tier 1? Ferrari Nut starts 10th. And keep in mind, the previous winner here was a Williams, BRL Parandi. He won here a season ago for the Tier 1 championship for round 10, as it were. But now we are here a season later in round 11 of 24. 77% of the grid, by the way, had a penalty that last season. Only 13 finishers. We have 18 tonight. Could we see that trend continue? But from Boss Cookie, he'll now take his grid slot in a couple seconds of time. Let's now go all the way back to 18th. We have a little bit of a checkup, trying to wait for the drivers to get the tires all warmed up and up to maximum temperature, because watch out. If you don't get the tires up to temperature, they could definitely not help your start at all. But if you get them too hot, Well, that will also be a factor as well, because if you overheat, that is going to be one thing to look out for. Overheating is an issue, tire wear not so much. But now we have the Hungarian Grand Prix, 35 laps, 18 drivers, 14 corners, and a lot of fun for round 11 of the Breakout Racing League Tier 1 Championship. It all starts now. The break is over, and Tier 1 is ready. The lights are on. And it's lights out, and away we go. A tentative start, but a great start. No collision so far. Look at the start from Hoopalicious already. All side-by-side contact into the wall already. And wow, big collision and drama already in the Hungarian Grand Prix. Cookie's been given a 5-second time penalty and a virtual safety car already.
I think Axe isn't here. Or no, he's here.
And Port is out of the race. What has happened?
I believe Hoop has no wing. I don't know if the camera angle I had, Axe didn't go. Like, he went, and then no one had time to react as well as anyone did, and then Port just went into him, I think. I'm not 100% sure on what happened. There's a full course safety car now.
Yes, the safety car has been deployed. It was a VSC, but now they have moved it up from a VSC to a full safety car, and that is going to help the likes of Hoopalicious and especially, Axe F1 if you can get back into the lobby. Louis down to 14th. Whoa! Moo. Are we having a lobby reset? Or has he made a general mistake?
What is going on?
Not exactly sure. Neymar, 5 seconds. Maybe a lobby reset. Yes, restart. Lobby restart. All right, we'll restart the stream once we have the lobby back up. We'll see you then for Tier 1.